We all know that iconic orange apron, right? And those massive warehouse-style stores. The Home Depot is an absolute juggernaut, the biggest home improvement retailer in the world, with over 2,300 locations. But, behind all that is a really carefully crafted strategy, a story that goes way beyond just selling paint and power tools.
So you probably think you know Home Depot, but today we're going to peel back the layers and get to the secret at the very heart of their business. It really all boils down to one simple question: who is their most important customer? I have a feeling the answer is going to surprise you, and it explains pretty much every big move the company makes.
Okay, so to really get what makes Home Depot tick, you have to understand that their entire world revolves around two very different kinds of customers. Now, they walk the same aisles, they might even buy some of the same stuff, but what they need, how they spend, and how much they're worth to the company, well, they are worlds apart.
So on one side, you've got the do-it-yourself customer, the DIYer. This is probably you, it's me, the homeowner who's tackling a weekend project, grabbing a can of paint, some flowers for the garden, maybe a new faucet. But on the other side, you have the professional, or pro customer. These are the general contractors, the electricians, the remodelers, the plumbers, who are running a business. They're not just buying for one project, they're buying for their livelihood. All right, now this is where it starts to get really interesting. If you look at total sales, the split is almost a perfect 50-50. In their 2021 fiscal year, about half of all sales came from pro customers, and the other half came from DIYers like us. Seems pretty balanced, right? Well, that's only half the story. And here it is. This is the absolute core of Home Depot's strategy. While those pros make up half the sales, they are less than 10% of the total customer base. Just let that sink in for a second. A tiny little fraction of their shoppers are bringing in about half of all the money. It's this incredible efficiency that makes the pro customer so critical.
So, how does the current economic climate change the game for these two different customers? Because right now, what people are buying, and just as importantly, how they're paying for it, is shifting, and shifting dramatically.
You've got these stubbornly high interest rates that are making everybody a little hesitant to finance big projects. So while DIYers are definitely still spending, they're focusing on smaller, more affordable updates. Things they can pay for with cash, like gardening, a fresh coat of paint, or some minor repairs. Those big discretionary kitchen and bath remodels, they're on hold. But for the pros, their sales are still outpacing the DIY side, mostly driven by essential repairs and maintenance that just can't be put off. And this shift has only reinforced Home Depot's long-term vision. Seeing just how resilient that professional market is, the company isn't just catering to the pro anymore. They are making an enormous, company-defining bet on winning their business completely.
$18.25 billion. That is the price tag on their bet. It's what it cost them to acquire SRS Distribution. Now, this wasn't just about buying a competitor. This was about buying a direct pipeline to their most valuable customer.
And the SRS acquisition is just one piece of a much bigger strategy. Home Depot is building out a complete pro ecosystem that's designed to make them absolutely indispensable. We're talking specialized delivery services to get materials right to a job site, trade credit programs that are now managed by experts, advanced digital tools for managing orders, and even a dedicated sales force just to handle those high-value relationships. And the backbone of this whole ecosystem is a massive investment in logistics. The company is building 150 new distribution centers, many of them as large as 14 football fields. And what's the goal? To deliver the big and bulky stuff, we're talking lumber, doors, drywall, directly to a pro's job site, either same day or next day, for 90% of the entire U.S. population. It's basically a logistical moat that's designed to be unbeatable.
But with all this money and all this focus pouring into the pro side of the business, it kind of raises a question, doesn't it? What about the other 90% of customers? What about the everyday DIYer? Are they just being left behind?
Well, Home Depot's answer is technology. Instead of just hiring more associates, they're scaling their expertise digitally with tools like Magic Apron. This is a generative AI feature right on their website that basically acts like a virtual expert. It can answer project-specific questions, it can summarize thousands of product reviews, and it can guide customers to exactly the right solution. The goal here is pretty simple, but it's also really powerful. Give DIY customers the confidence they need to tackle their projects. By taking the knowledge of their very best in-store associates and putting it on their website and app, available 24/7, they can serve millions of DIYers super efficiently and maintain that crucial loyalty without abandoning their core audience.
But this whole carefully balanced strategy, it's now facing some really serious challenges. And they're coming from both external economic pressures and some internal policy changes.
So, on the global stage, Home Depot is trying to navigate the threat of tariffs on imported goods. They're doing that by aggressively diversifying their supply chain so that no single country outside the US accounts for more than 10% of their purchases. But then, closer to home, they're introducing some new store policies that are causing a bit of a stir with customers.
At the very heart of this frustration is this growing belief in what's called planned obsolescence. It's that feeling that products, especially the big appliances, are intentionally designed to fail after just a few years, forcing you to go out and buy a replacement. It's that idea that things just aren't built to last anymore.
And when you look at the numbers, they're pretty stark. The average lifespan for a microwave is now just 6 years. For a dishwasher or a refrigerator, it's only about 7. In the past, you could expect your major appliances to last 20, even 30 years. Today, it's a lot closer to 10 or 15.
Now, in what really seems to be a response to the high cost of dealing with these less durable products, Home Depot has put a highly controversial policy in place. For major appliances, you now have just 48 hours to return them to the store. 48 hours. After that, you're on your own, dealing directly with the manufacturer's warranty for any repairs or replacements. The retailer is essentially stepping completely out of the picture.
But despite all these pressures, there is a massive prize waiting on the horizon: $50 billion. That's the estimated value of all those deferred home improvement projects, just waiting for economic confidence to come back.
So this leaves Home Depot playing a really high-stakes game. They're betting billions on the high-value pro while trying to use technology to manage their high-volume DIY base. The ultimate question is, can this dual strategy actually withstand the economic headwinds and the customer frustrations to not only survive, but to go on and capture that $50 billion prize? Are they building the stronger foundation, or are they building a delicate house of cards?